Criminal Minded on the song South Bronx. Um, a lot of other classics on this album, man. It's just a classic album to have. My favorite MC of all time. Like, can't nobody fuck with KRS. When you think of hip hop, think of KRS. Just like when you think of beatbox, think of Biz Markie. But he's a persona of hip hop, a whole element of it. Everything all wrapped up in one. KRS One, man. When he rhyme, he demonstrates all of that. He talks about all the elements all the time. Um, he's definitely uh, gonna be one of my favorite MCs. But Criminal Minded, a must-have album, must-needed album in your collection if you don't have it. And then the Wu Tang, the 36 Chambers, man. One of my favorite groups of all time. Put hip hop on the map like no other group before, man. You had all these MCs that came out at that particular time. All of them had different styles, of MCing. None of them was the same. You had the street dudes. You had the conscious dudes. You had the funny lyrical dudes like Old Dirty Bastard. The people listen to him and think he was just saying some off the wall crazy. That was his style. That's why they name fit their group so well. Listen to this album a lot, man. A lot. Like, can't tell you how many times. I got introduced to this album in high school. Bo came to me like, yo, you hear about these like these 9 dudes? They all rhyming outside. I'm like, 9 dudes rhyming? Like, what the fuck? You never heard of nothing like that ever. That happened in hip hop. When they took over, man, they took over. Just like the Swarm of Bees, that's how they took over like that. My dude, like, he definitely my second between him and KRS One, MC of all time, Big Daddy Kane, long live the Kane. And Kane was always on his girly girl joint, just like LL Cool J. But Kane kept it lyrical. Kane is a lyrical monster. Can't be touched on a lyrical tip, man. He just let you know how smooth he was. And he had that king persona about him on the throne. You know what I mean? I'm that dude. I could be that player pimp type of dude, but on that rhyming shit, you can't fuck with me, Kane was like a rhyming dictionary, man. He bring out some words and make you be like, oh, damn. Let me go and look up that and see what that means. Flow Untouchable, he started doing that fast shit. He made MCs speed their game up. When Kane came out, he made MCs step their game up. And when him and the Carrots went did the versus battle, man, I love that joint so much. That joint was a real inspirational, entertaining versus battle. They both had brought out people they did collaborations with. I definitely recommend if you didn't see it to go on YouTube and watch it. But Long Live the King, man. Raw is on this album, man. I take you there. Yo, this album is classic joint, man. Um, definitely, definitely a classic joint to have in your collection. 3 times dope. EST, 3 times dope. Original styling. Balls from Philly. West Philly. They made it be known. EST writes a lot for a lot of people nowadays. Wrote for Beyonce to the left, and wrote for a lot of other R&B people. He wrote for rappers. Still doing his thing on a lyrical ghostwriting tip, man. EST wasn't no joke back then. Like, before it was Beanie Siegel, and before it was Cassidy, and 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 before all them groups, man. They definitely put Philly on the map. Cool C. Him doing what he did in prison right now for the murder joint, but they had that joint on lockdown in Philly back in the day. Real good lyricists, man. EST, real the Nicholas one, the Nicholas one, like that lyrical man, the Raw's MC, the come from Philly, in my opinion. Next to Black Thought, another great lyricist from Philly, man. That Philly known for lyricists. We known for our lyricists and people that come from here. Strictly Business, EPMD, man, first album, man. Eric and Paris, definitely that group hardcore on a lyrical tip, man. Like you had to be hardcore to run with them. You know, they was the ones that spawned LL career back. LL was getting too much on that girly joints, and they had to do the slow down, baby, slow down, baby. That's not on this album, but this is on one of their later albums. I think Business as Usual. No, I don't know. Was it Business as Usual? Or one of them albums they had did the slow down, baby, but. I know this album right here, man. Strictly Business. I shot the sheriff. Like, come on, man. With the sample on the back. Eric always had that flow that was like real slow, but you understood what he said. He used to put the singing in it and then go back to rhyming again. Like, come on, man. Like, how could you fuck with an MC that can do that to you? Like on a playing tip, though. But made it comical but hardcore at the same time. At the same time, the Paris is just straight raw, no playing around, no singing, just straight raw. And I used, seen them once. I would love to see them again. But this album ain't no joke. Strictly Business. It got the first Jane song. Um, um, Unfinished Business is definitely my favorite album. I ain't going to front. I can listen to that album back to back and know every single song. But this the one you got to chill on this album. And you got to chill. The video, man, during that time, super banging, raw, pure, MCing. And as far as rawest videos you ever gonna see during that time period. Mecca and the Soul Brother. Mecca and the Soul Brother. You got Pete Rock, CL Smooth, man. Pete Rock, one of the greatest producers of all time. Of course, CL Smooth can't touch his flow. Compliments Pete Rock so well, just like Premier Nature from Jersey. Tretch, one of the rawest MCs ever from Jersey, man. He definitely is underrated and should be mentioned more in the hip hop community. Hip hop community loved him. Like when they first came out, he wasn't on a lot of joints, but he was popping up on some stuff, man. And people definitely recognize his rawness coming out with the baseball bat, with the do rags on, and they definitely was a group that you definitely want to fuck with on the lyrical side, and they always had the number one. Even to this day, I can't think of a hip hop group that had the most party anthem songs. OPP off of this first album. Then they had Here We Go Now, Hear Me Flow, and Hear Me Flow. Then they did the joint on my favorite joint off of Juice soundtrack. That was my shit. Uptown Anthem. That was my shit. We gonna break. You gonna ride. You gonna break. You gonna ride. Yo, that was my shit. That's all I gotta say. And every album they had a classic hip hop anthem. Love that song. Now we talking about Gangstar. Gangstar, Guru, rest in peace, my dude, Guru. There's a lot of rest in pieces on his wall, like I was saying. Guru, man, one of my favorite MCs. My buddy Barry introduced me to him, and my buddy Mike. They used to work at the Old Country Buffet with me, and I used to hear them say they albums. Used to always be singing their albums all the time, and I wasn't a Gangstar fan back then. And they singing their songs, and I'm like, yo, like I'm a hip hop fan, but now I feel kind of like out of place because I'm like, I'm so used to being stuck in my days of the Big Daddy Kane and the Slick Rick, and I wasn't emerging as a hip hop fan, and I'm like, I got to find out who is Gangstar. So I did my little research. I went on my own, got their first album, The More Mr. Nice Guy. Oh man, this album nice. Then I want to get I actually went backwards. Excuse me, I didn't get the No More Mr. Nice Guy till like last. My favorite album was Hard to Earn, so that's what I first got into Gangstar. And I started listening. I'm like, yo, these dudes is the truth. This is true hip hop in its purest form. The beats complement each other. The rhymes complemented each other. and it was curtains from there. I became a Gangstar fan instantly when I got all the albums, and I couldn't wait to listen to the next ones because they used to let you wait, which I love that MCs do now. MCs and people they put out like 4 albums in 1 year now. Like it's crazy. They don't give you enough time to appreciate the music and savor it.